Welcome back to the Pursuit of Accuracy. I'm Josh, and today I am going to tell you a little bit about the 457 MTR and why I think that this is the best possible money you can spend for the accuracy across the board on a rimfire in 2023. So before we get into the shooting, I want to quickly say this is a completely stock factory CZ457 MTR with the exception of one thing, and that is the Lilja barrel. This is a recipe that I've used time and time again across the last couple of years to get the best repeatable accuracy for your money in rimfire, period. And if you're here to just find out what that recipe is, I will save you some time and just tell you it is a 457, it could be an MTR, whatever variant you like the best, but I prefer something with pillars, plus a Lilja barrel, plus some Eley match ammunition. Now, not every lot of any brand or make of ammunition is gonna shoot lights out in your rifle. You need to test it. I've always had great luck with the Eley match. So find yourself a good retailer who can sell you some different lots, test them, and you're gonna find one that hammers in the gun. Now, we haven't actually done that today. I'm just using the Eley match that my Voodoo and Rim-X and the other rifles shoot, and out of the lots of Eley that I have, it is the most promising in this rifle. So I'm gonna go ahead and loop in the groups that we're about to shoot now while I continue to talk about this rifle and why I think it is right there at the tipping point on the law of diminishing returns. Now, if you're not familiar with the law of diminishing returns, that is basically at some point you're gonna spend X amount of dollars and you're gonna gain X amount of performance. At a point in that graph, you are gonna start spending way more money than you are gonna get on returns. Now, I am not knocking custom rifles. Custom rifles are built and sold every day for a reason, and I own several of them. But the cold hard truth is that you are gonna be gaining very little past the point, which is the CZ457. Now, with the 457 and the Lilja barrel and my match ammo, I've always been able to shoot sub MOA out to 100 yards without any issue. Now, this setup is going to be accurate. It's going to allow you to go and compete in competitions, and obviously the accessories of the rifle are up to you. Now, if you look at this rifle, yes, there are a bunch of doodads all over it, and I realize that at its core, this is a $700 or $800 rifle, and that's what you need to focus on. $700 or $800 rifle, and that's kind of at the middle of the road for 457s. Add a Lilja barrel, and the rest is going to be totally up to you how you configure this. Maybe you don't need an Arca Swiss rail. Maybe you don't need an Athlon Aries. Maybe you need a more expensive scope or a less expensive scope. That's going to be dictated by your budget and exactly what you plan on doing with it. There are going to be guys hating on the overall price tag of this rifle, and remember, this is configured for me. You don't need to buy an Athlon Aries scope. It's about a $1,000 scope. You could buy a $400 or $500 scope and shoot targets all day and be completely happy with that. You don't need a $300 or $400 bipod. You don't need a $100 Arca rail. You could put this on a bag and be just fine, but these are things that I put on this rifle to work for me and the discipline of shooting that I do. It doesn't necessarily mean it's required or you have to spend that amount of money. So again, I'm gonna stress this is completely factory, but the barrel I'm using the factory trigger. There is no spring kit, there is no nothing. This is a factory action with a Lilja barrel, and as you can see, we were able to shoot those groups. Now, we did have one that wasn't great. That's gonna happen, it's rimfire, it's not lot tested ammunition, but I think most, if not all of you, would be extremely happy with those results at 50 yards. And if you're gonna be shooting competitively, whether it's PRS or NRL 22, and you're just trying to get out, have fun, and be competitive, then this is really all you need. That's the way to finish it out. There we go. If you're trying to be that top guy in your region, you're trying to finish in the top 5 at nationals, then it's going to be hard to do with this rifle. And sure, a guy with a lot of skills can take a gun like this and go win events, but if that guy happens to run into another guy with his same skill set or close to it, and he has a custom rifle, the other guy has a huge advantage. And while that huge advantage cost him a lot more money, it just is the way it is. So if you're looking for your first serious rimfire, or maybe you're looking to step up from something in 2023, the 457, whether it's the MTR or not, is still a completely viable option and where I think most of you should be spending your money if you're not willing to jump straight to the top to the Voodoo or Rim-X type action. If you're just looking to spend the least amount of money possible to get the best possible results in a 22 long rifle, well, look no further. I appreciate you guys. We'll catch you on the next one.